secrets of a successful stage hypnotist. So in those 2 hours, what might we be experiencing with you?
I teach a thing that I've been sharing for years. It's called first you hypnotize them, then you hypnotize them. And people say, do you use shills? No, never had to. So there's 3 parts to it. I call it visualize, organize, realize. Visualize to get them to see what their big picture is. Where do they want to go? And sometime during the workshop, I ask them to double the image, to make it bigger than it was, to see themselves way up there at the top of the heap. Because my belief is I never set a goal like SMART goals, you do this, you do this. I set intention and direction. And my intention and the direction led me to incredible places, not because I planned it, but because I was ready for when something came along. So I'll teach that. I'll also share techniques that will help the students present the best show possible. The first part I talk about is how I became a hypnotist. There's a kind of a lengthy story. It's about 11 minutes, but it's an amazing story because along the way, these unseemingly, coincidences and things of that nature, I just happened to be at the right place. I'll just share one story with you. In 81, there is no internet. There is no way to research who's teaching hypnosis. I sat at one booth in this whole place that had garbage on the floor. And I reached down to, what is it? Well, it's a newspaper. And I'm just going through it, and I'm going through it. Just, we read newspapers and nothing unusual until page 5. Tiny ad on the corner of the paper. Learn to be a hypnotherapist. If you are a therapist and want to learn. So that's how it started. And there's a story about that because at first, Dr. Panur did not want to accept me into his class because I pronounced I wanted to be a stage hypnotist. And there's a long story of how he accepted me into his class and how after 20 minutes, I became a devotee of not only hypnosis, but Dr. Joseph Panur from Kerala, India. He changed my life. When I started out in stage hypnosis, there were no resources, none whatsoever. I was also doing hypnotherapy, and I worked in an office with a psychologist, and he said, you might be interested in this. And I said, what's this? This is a thing called the National Guild of Hypnotists, and they're having a conference. What? Let me see that. And that was the first one I went to. So here's my point. When I was learning stage hypnosis, before I actually even got to the NGH, if I heard of a hypnotist anywhere, I would drive 200 miles. I would take a flight, because this is how we learn. When I came to the convention, once I got there, I didn't have to go looking for the pros. All I had to do was go to Orman McGill's show or Jerry Valley's show, and I could sit with them